Hello guys, welcome to another video of the TBMS question series. So today we are going to talk about the question set 45. In the previous video we have discussed how to create a table using the DDL query. So in this video we are going to create a table and we are going to use foreign key option in the database using the DDL query. So here is our question. In the question they are asking, the principal of Ranavima School in Kandy intends to create a software to enter the information of teachers and students in that school. So in the earlier video we have created that database. So our first question is, all the teachers in the school teach one subject or several subjects. Create a table called teacher has subjects to store information on all the subjects that teachers teach. In the initial stage of this software, the principal decides to store the details of the teacher who teach only the main subjects of grade 9. Follow the instructions below to create this table. Use DDL query to create the table. So here we have created a table using the DDL queries. So here they have given the information. As you can see here, these two columns will be foreign key to the table subject and teacher, which we have created in the earlier video. So let's start creating our table. So first we have to open the MySQL command line client. Then we have to write. So before creating the query, I'm going to select my database here. My database will be Ranavima HTTP. So we have to create a table. So we have to write create table if not exists. So our table name will be teacher has subject. Subject. Then our columns will be subject ID and teach ID. So first I am going to create the subject ID column. Subject ID, and it will be a integer and it will be not null. So next I'm going to create the teach ID column. Will be also integer and not null. Then I'm going to foreign key my two columns to the teacher table and the subject table. For that I'm going to write foreign key. Then I'm going to open the bracket, foreign key. So our column will be subject ID, and next we have to add the references. So our reference table will be subject table. And the reference column will be subject ID. So next I am going to add the other foreign key, same as the previous one, foreign key. Then I am going to add the foreign key column. Next, the foreign key column of the reference table. Okay, I'm going to execute the query here. Okay, as you can see now, my query is okay. So if I check the tables, I'm going to write show table. So next I'm going to check my tables here. Here as you can see, a new table is created as teacher has subject. So our first question is completed. In the second question, they're asking, it is necessary to add a column name ID to the table name teacher as subject, which is created to store all the subjects stored by the teacher. The column you add is with the primary key, and your team leader has said that auto increment is mandatory. Name the DDL query required for that. Use that query to add that column to the teacher has table. So here we have to add a separate column to our teacher as subject. So when adding that column, we have to use the old option here. So I'm going to write old the table teacher has subject at ID, and it will be an integer and not null. Then it will be a primary key, and it will be auto increment. I'm going to execute the query here. Okay, now my query is executed. So if you check the tables here, you can see the teacher has subject table. So okay, in our third question, they are asking, it is compulsory for all students in grade 9 of school to learn all the major subjects. Create table name student has subject to store that information. To do so, follow the instruction below. Use DDL query to create this table. So again, we have to create a table like in the first question. So let's start making it. So here, as same as the previous question, I'm going to use the same query. Yeah, I'm going to use the same query in the first question that we used. So here I'm going to change the database name, table name only. Here my table name will be student has subject. In here, in the question, you can see there are only two columns here, subject ID and the student ID. Here subject ID will be integer and it will be not null. Then here the teacher ID will be renamed as student ID, and it will be integer and it will be not null. When creating a foreign key, subject ID will be references to the subject table in the subject ID, and the foreign key student ID will be references to the student table in the student ID column. Okay, now I'm going to execute my query here. Here you can see my query is okay. So next I'm going to check my tables. I'm going to write show tables. In here, in the tables here you can see that student has subject table has been created. So okay, in the next question, they are asking, students need to add a column name ID in the table name student has subject, which is created to store all the subjects they are learning. Your team leader says that column you add must be a primary key and that column must be auto increment. Create the required DDL code. Okay, as same as the second question, again we have to add the alternate table here. So I'm going to copy the same query which I used in the third question. In here I'm going to change the teacher has subject student has subject. And I'm going to execute my query. Here my code is okay. So we have created our alternate column here. So here we have completed our question. Therefore, this will be the end of my video. So goodbye.